Thank you, Bound. Time now is 11:44. It's also time for In the Know. Before we dive into the interview itself, a quick history lesson for you. Decades ago, one of the greatest film directors of all time, Fellini, created a movie about reflection. A director character in one of his own movies going through his own midlife crisis. But women from across his life push him to his limits, and a later musical adaptation brings it all to life in a new way. Here to talk about Cornstalk Theater's performance of Nine are Aaron Lamadou-Nivor and Allison Moit. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Alrighty, so I did mention Fellini a little bit, but this is a whole different version of that older film, 8½. We're talking about Nine here. Let's discuss the plot a little bit, and especially from your own eyes as the character actors.
So the plot really opens up in the beginning of us really seeing how Guido lives his life and what's happening and what's breaking down. The interesting part about it is then the second half, we kind of get to see his midlife crisis, self-indulgent recreation of his life. And it brings a lot of nuance, and it involves the audience in the sense that you really can kind of get engaged intellectually and find a different thing about it each time if you see it more than once, which this would be a show I'd be tempted to see more than once.
And you know what? All good art, they say you need to revisit it at least twice, right?
I agree.
So let's talk about your character specifically, because there are a lot of different directions that Guido is kind of being pushed by these women.
Yeah, I play his mother.
Okay.
And so I have the opportunity to actually be with little Guido, who is played by Noah Bush, who is a fantastic local actor. And then we have Jimmy Malouf is our adult Guido, and so I get to be with him as well. But what's interesting is that it really is just looking inside of Guido's mind. So the entire show is just taking place inside of his mind. But something that I find so incredible about this show is that we only have 4 men involved in the entire run of the show. Everyone else is a woman. So we have 22 women on the stage, and Chip Joyce has done an amazing job to bring 22 of the most talented women in the area together. And that's what I think I'm most excited about and most proud of.
And Aaron, what about you?
So to her point, you know, of these 22 women, all of them could play leads. All of them are qualified enough to play leads, and we're all coming together. And really, there's 8 or 9 leads, as this show allows. And I play his muse, if you will. I'm the movie star that he just kind of idealizes in his life and in his mind.
Absolutely. Obviously, there are a lot of different characters, a lot of different directions that the main character is being pushed, and it's about a certain period of life. But, you know, honestly, this is something Cornstalk Theater is well known to invite families out to come see this. If you two were to maybe say something to the audience about, you know, we want you to draw this from the message, or maybe we hope there's something that you kind of take in this way, what would you say that would be?
That it's relatable. You know, everybody has people who influence them in their lives, and this is really kind of a peek into one man and who influences his life. And it kind of gives you in a moment to think, who's influenced my life and how do they affect me?
Definitely. Allison?
Yeah, it's really beautiful to see the different relationships that he has with each of the women, and throughout his life, how it has affected him. Yeah, I would say too that that's very relatable.
I love it. All right, so what are the details here, dates, times, and where can people find you guys?
Okay, so we're at Cornstalk Theater, and we open this Friday.
Okay.
So we're Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week, right?
Yes, we run the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're dark on Monday and Tuesday, and then we open back up the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Excellent. We've got the info there on your screen as well. And Aaron, Allison, as a former theater kid to a couple of actresses, break a leg this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Come see us.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And of course, if you or someone you know would like to join us for these amazing conversations, like In the Know, go to 25newsnow.com/community, go to the In the Know tab, submit the form, fill out the fields. We're going to wrap things up with that trivia tiebreaker and one last look at Balanced Forecast. Stick around.